You are watching South Africans Abroad in Den Haag!
Zabroad visited the only Springbok Bar on continental Europe 2 weeks after it opened, and it was a lekker kuier if ever there was one. Owner Troy tells us about the history of the bar. We meet several South Africans cheering for the Bokke against Argentina, and we also have the honor of meeting South African Ambassador Kolahane and other embassy officials who came out to show support for this proudly South African business.
We feel alive in the light, feel alive in the summertime.
My name's Troy Spears. I've been here for 2 years. I'm originally from Durban in South Africa, and yeah, this is my bar. It came around probably 19 months ago. I met a friend of mine. Previously to this, I've been in private security in Afghanistan, in Iraq and Sudan. When we moved here to The Hague, I met this guy who was an ex-Dutch Marine commando. I was also in the British military, and it turns out we were working together 20 years ago on a job. When I looked into this bar, it turns out he actually owned it, owned the building, and so things fall into place, which I'm quite happy about. And here we have the first Springbok Bar in mainland Europe. Yeah, there's 2 other Springbok Bars in London, one in Shepherd's Bush and one in Covent Garden. The rest are in South Africa, and I think there's 2 in the States, Springbok Bar and Grills. But yeah, we're the first one in mainland Europe, first one in The Hague, which is super important. And it looks like we're getting a good following, which is awesome. We're on Facebook and websites, and had a good support for our first win today against Argentina. So yeah, hopefully, we can continue this, continue getting the support from fellow South Africans, fellow Southern Hemisphere people.
Ek is Anine Botha, ek is van Kaapstad die Noord-Kaap. Ja, ek is Alina Agemag en ek kom van Kalvinia uit die Noord-Kaap, daar waar die vleis lekker is. Hallo, ek is Carmen, ook van die Noord-Kaap, Kalvinia. En ja, ons wil net vleis wees elke jaar. Ons wil net vleis wees.
Hi, ek is Kylie Lerm en ek is van die Kaap af.
Steady stampies. Ek dink maar die biltong en die droewors en die chili bites. Ek wil net sê hallo vir almal wat my ken en ons mis julle hier en ek is amper terug. Ons gaan ons lekker kuier. Ek wil net sê ek wil groete stuur aan my pa en my suster en die res van my familie. Waar ook al julle is, want ek het reg oor die wêreld familie. Klink baie groot. En dan ja, en almal wat my ken. En ek is ongelukkig nie vinnig terug nie. Ek gaan dan weer weg. Maar ja.
The room we actually stood in is called the Indaba, and Indaba in Zulu is the story, and this room actually has many a story to tell. So what we would like is to continue that as South Africans. All people that leave, expats, when they leave their home countries, like to make their own roots in their own country, in the country they reside in. So for me, when I came here and I found out how many South Africans, how many New Zealand, how many Aussies, Tongans, Samoans, Fijians, it's very important that we keep our roots in the Southern Hemisphere, and it's very important we can push that to people in the north. Like we're pushing the rugby here in the Netherlands. It's a very new sport, and last year after the Rugby World Cup it went up 22% in the Netherlands. So for us, I sponsor the women's team here, the Mo Sisters. I'm looking to sponsor the women's Dutch national team in 2017. So it's a very important sport that's growing, and it's important for me as a South African that we can continue pushing rugby, continue pushing the sports that we love and enjoy in Europe, basically.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Where are you from originally in South Africa?
KwaZulu-Natal. Pietermaritzburg.
Okay, yeah. And you've been here for 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
How long is your term?
It's a 4-year stint.
And what can you tell us about the South African community in the Netherlands?
Well, we don't know everybody who's here, but we are making initiatives and inroads. We have sent out an invitation twice, inviting all the South Africans who are in the Netherlands to come to the residence, so we could meet with them, tell them what we can do for them as an embassy, but also find out from them what challenges they face, what type of support, the assistance they need from us, but also to create a platform for them to network amongst each other. So yeah, but the numbers are growing. We had a fairly decent turnover. I think the last time was about 262 South Africans, which across the racial spectrum as well. Yeah, so it was nice.
That's wonderful, yeah. And so now we are celebrating, the opening of a new bar here. Isn't it great to feel a bit of home here?
Well, it's good. I mean, it's going to create an area where South Africans can mingle, watch sport, but network as well, because it can be quite lonely outside if you're not at home. I mean, so to meet other South Africans who may assist with getting jobs or just other opportunities, but also people to talk to makes it easier.
Great. Do you miss South Africa?
Of course, there's no place like home, but unfortunately, some of us have to live by service on behalf of the people.
What do you miss most from home?
Well, first of all, comparatively speaking, I miss our weather, the food, and the people in general.
They're lovely people, as a whole, right?
Yeah, correct.
And are you positive about our future? Are you positive about the future of South Africa like we are?
I am. I mean, recently, as you know, we had local government elections, and the ruling party didn't do as well as it had done in the previous elections, but they accepted gracefully the results of the elections, and they did not question. That in itself tells you that our democracy has matured, and that the organs of the state are functional, and that the independence of the other institutions that are supposed to be an oversight are also functional. So that, I mean, for me, nothing better manifests the maturity of our democracy than that.
Hoi, ek is Lerote Woest. Ek kom van die Vrystaat af, Senekal.
Hi, ek is Celestie. Ek is van Suid-Afrika, Johannesburg.
Hi, ek is Alison en ek is van Kaapstad.
Hi, I'm Romy and I'm also from Cape Town.
Hi, I'm Samantha. I'm also from Cape Town.
What do you ladies do here? What do you miss most from home?
Bubble tots. Bubble tots. Jelly tots. Jelly tots. Knickknacks. Cream soda. Oh my gosh, cream soda.
Lilum Butter. I work for a company called Elsevier, a scientific publishing company, and I live in The Hague.
And where are you from in South Africa?
Joburg.
From Joburg. And how long have you been here?
Many years.
Many years.
Yes.
What do you miss most from home?
This company.
I'm from a town called Mulberry along the west coast of South Africa, and the thing I miss the most about home is probably my family. I work for an oil company over here, and shout out to my mom and my dad.
I'm Sandisa, I'm from East London, from Tanzania. What I miss from home is probably the warm people back home, and my friends, and obviously my family as well.
Yeah.
Ek was op afweerskool gewees en ek bly nou al vir 2 jaar hier so in Nederland.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Well, my name is Lindsay Louis. I'm the third secretary bilateral at the South African Embassy, amongst which includes the cultural attaché portfolio. I think cultural relations between South Africa and the Netherlands is quite buoyant. I think nearly every month you sort of have cultural exchange between the two countries. Of course, Afrikaans is the sort of binding factor or the glue because of the historical link between the two countries.
Where are you from in South Africa?
I'm from Somerset West, and I studied in Stellenbosch University.
And how long have you been here?
2 years, 3 years now.
3 years. And what's life like in the Netherlands?
It is fast a bit. People are very direct, which we sometimes have to get used to, you know, because we have this whole English thingy of being polite.
What do you miss from home?
The warmth. I miss the warmth of people. I miss chaos a bit. Yes, warmth and chaos and food, I guess.
What food?
You know, traditional South African food, like your vet cooker, Bokke. But of course, we have our own brides. You know, you bring around South Africans from all over Europe. I have friends from all over Europe, and we make sure that now and then, after every 3 months, we get together and have a nice bride.
Anybody back home you want to say hi to?
I'd like to say hi to everyone back home.
Yeah.
I represent everyone. So
Yeah.
Okay, hi, Chantal Smith, Suid-Afrikaans van Johannesburg en ek sou Perry en ek mis tyd.
Hallo, Elson Trautman. Ek kom ook van die Kaapse kant af en die meeste wat ek mis is melktert.
Shanay Swarts, ek kom van die Kaapse kant af. Ek is au pair en ek mis braaivleis.
You're watching East West South Africans Abroad.
For more great content and interviews with South Africans all over the world, subscribe to us on YouTube or visit our webpage www.zabroad.com.